welcome to this week's Step into Freedom podcast, where it's all about helping you create the results you want in your life and business through intentional thinking. I'm Cledra Gross, your host, speaker, author, and master life coach. This week, we are going to be talking about how to create an intentional life. Why is that even important? My teenage cousin, my youngest first cousin, was visiting my husband and me recently for spring break. And I just loved having her here because just remembering that season in my own life when I was a young woman, she's 19 and, full of so much possibility. And she made me think about how at 18, we are asked, what do you want to major in? What is your major? And we're given a curriculum. She was showing me all the work that one of her professors in particular was giving her a lot of work. And she really made me think about how so much of our lives, I also went to graduate school. We spend so much time following a curriculum that someone else gives us. We declare a major and then we follow this curriculum given to us by someone else. And that's the appropriate way to live life for a season. But then after we get out of college and we finish all of our, formal education, if we aren't careful, we can continue to follow a curriculum that somebody else designed. What I mean by that is, the typical curriculum of go to college, get a good job, get married, have kids, buy the house, end up working really long hours to support this curriculum that you were given, do that for 35 years, and then pass away, you know? And if we're not careful, we miss being intentional about the life that we are creating. And so, what I want to wake you up to this week is looking at what do you want to major in this season? So many people are spending their lives working long hours and being short on the real results that they want to create because it's not about just what we can acquire, but how we feel. Results like joy, results like fulfillment, results like getting to the end of the day and feeling like this was an incredible day. I love the way I'm experiencing my life. And so the first step that I want you to really get clear about, intentional living requires intentional thinking. And you need to intentionally think, what do I want to experience now? In other words, that's the equivalent of what do I want my major to be now? How much joy do I want to experience? How much passion do I want to experience? How do I want to feel about my life? And in order to get to that, you have to be really clear about where you are now. It reminds me of back in the day when you would go to the mall and you didn't know a new mall and you would look at the big diagram. They don't have these now. And there would be a red dot. Well, you need to get clear about your red dot of your life right now. Where are you now? Where are you now when it comes to your health? Where are you now when it comes to the relationships that you have in your life? Where are you now when it comes to how much you feel like you're contributing the way you're supposed to be contributing? Where are you now in terms of how faithful you are to you? And what I mean by being faithful to you is, that part when you are doing things that you know are in alignment with your highest values, when you say yes because you want to say yes, when you say no because you want to say no, as opposed to saying yes when you really want to say no, but you do that because you want to please other people. So I want you to get a real clear assessment of where are you now? And then intentionally think about where do you want to be? Where do you want to be? Take this exercise seriously because this is your life you're talking about. No one accidentally lives a fulfilling life. It takes a lot of intentional thinking. And so complete this exercise. Get really clear about where you are now. Get really clear about where you want to go. And then look at that gap in between. Because then all of your time, energy, and attention needs to be on closing that gap. And when you close that gap, And I can tell you, I work with women who are closing the gap. I'll share with you, I have a client, she came to me, and her gap was she wanted to create a business where she could work with women of faith to grow their finances without all the hustle. But she had a gap. She had a gap because she was still majoring in this curriculum that it meant long hours, it meant sacrificing time with her family, and she didn't know how to close the gap. And so together we worked on building and creating an online business where she could have the time that she wanted with her husband and her children and still be able to go to church and contribute at the level that she wanted to contribute and start and grow a successful business. So together we were able to close that gap. And that's what I want for you. I don't want you to stop creating your major. You know, you may not be 19. Like I'm a long way from 19 also. Like my little cousin, I call her little, she's a grown woman. Um, but it's not too late for you to declare your major for this season in your life. You don't have to follow the curriculum that you're too old or that too much time has passed or, oh, at this age I can't do it or what will people think. That's just a curriculum that just doesn't fit for you right now. So that's what I have for you this week. Get really clear about where you are, get just as clear about where you want to go. And I want you to borrow my belief that you still have the ability, if you are willing to commit and invest your time, energy, and attention to closing that gap. Now, I would love to help you close that gap. And there are two ways that you can do that. I work privately, like my client who wanted to build a business. My private clients, we work on life and business. And I also have a Freedom Academy where we go deep into the conversations that you need to have to process your emotions, to get your thinking in line with the results that you want to create so that you can really experience the life that you want and close the gap on those life things that you are like, I really want something different. So I hope that you have enjoyed this. As always, I love to get your feedback. I'd love to have you as a private client or in the Freedom Academy. The bottom line is make a decision to close the gap on where you are and where you want to be. And don't allow the chatter that it's too late or too much time has passed. That's someone else's curriculum. You get the ability to write the script or the curriculum that you're going to follow in this season. All right, those are the rules for your major now in life. That's what I have for you. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next week right here. Take care. Bye.